Chelmsford Witches. Chelmsford Witches, 4 major witch trials in the 16th to 17th centuries that resulted in numerous convictions and executions. The first trial occurred in the summer of 1566, under the rule of Queen Elizabeth, whose Parliament had passed the second of England's 3 Witchcraft Acts in 1563. The Act of 1563 tightened penalties for witchcraft, making it a felony to invoke evil spirits for any purpose, regardless of whether or not harm resulted. It provided for mandatory jail sentences but did not provide for the death penalty unless a human being died because of maleficia. Thus, the 1566 Chelmsford trials became the first significant witch trials to be tested under the new law. The outcome of the trials took on further weight because of the prestigious judge and prosecutors, John Southcote, a justice of the Queen's Bench, Rev. Thomas Cole, a rector of a church near Chelmsford, Sir John Fortescue, who later became Chancellor of the Exchequer, and, most notably, Sir Gilbert Gerard, Attorney General. The records of the trials were written up and distributed in pamphlets, which became popular reading. 3 women were charged with witchcraft: Elizabeth Francis, Agnes Waterhouse, and Agnes' daughter, Joan Waterhouse. All lived in the little village of Hatfield Peveril. Their only connection was a white-spotted cat named Satan, which was alleged to be a familiar that talked. The most damning testimony in the 2-day affair was given by a malicious 12-year-old girl. Francis and Agnes Waterhouse confessed to their charges, while Joan Waterhouse threw herself on the mercy of the court. Francis was the first to be tried, on July 26. The wife of Christopher Francis, she was charged with bewitching the baby of William Augur, which became decrepit. She confessed to that crime and also to some doings far racier and more nefarious, including illicit sex, murder, and abortion. Francis said she had been taught the art of witchcraft at age 12 by her grandmother, Mother Eve, who counseled her to renounce God and give her blood to the devil. Mother Eve delivered the devil to Francis in the likeness of a white-spotted cat, which was to be named Satan, fed bread and milk and kept in a basket. According to the trial records, this Elizabeth desired first of the said cat, calling it Satan, that she might be rich and to have goods, and he promised her that she should, asking her what she would have, and she said sheep, for this cat spake to her as she confessed in a strange hollow voice, but as such she understood by use, and this cat forthwith brought sheep into her pasture to the number of 18, black and white, which continued with her for a time, but in the end did all wear away she knew not how. When she had gotten these sheep, she desired to have one Andrew Biles to her husband, which was a man of some wealth, and the cat did promise her that she should, but that she must first consent that this Andrew should abuse her, and she so did. And after when this Andrew had thus abused her he would not marry her, wherefore she willed Satan to waste his goods, which he forthwith did, and yet not being content with this, she willed him to touch his body, which he forthwith did, whereof he died. That every time he did anything for her, she said that he required a drop of blood, which she gave him by pricking herself, sometime in one place and then in another, and where she pricked herself there remained a red spot which was still to be seen.